Are you ready for your next act? Yeah, about time you say. Well, somebody very new to the scene. Here she comes. It's give me a bit more time. Anne-Marie Mullan, everybody!
I am a girl and need a bit of help. I can't be trusted with the microphone, so I'm not going to be touching it either. And thanks for doing all that balloon stuff, so it's even harder for me to make you laugh. Anyway, I lost all my stand-up notes today, so I'm feeling extra more nervous than normal, so this is going to be fun. I did start last time about asking people if they'd been to tall ships, so did anybody go to the tall ships when they were here at all? No? No, neither did I. But I have noticed in Belfast, the minute the powers that be have sort of decided not to really deal with an undercurrent sort of intolerant racial hatred or homophobia or anything like that. You know, they put up a couple of big flyers about, you know, racism. Don't be doing that. No one deserves this. Not even the gays. That sort of thing. But the thing that the powers that be in Northern Ireland seem to be really worried about is litter. So, you know, you've got this huge sort of like campaign about if you drop one bit of litter and you're out shopping, we will, your chosen part of litter, we'll get a ton of it, drop it on you, and then you'll be dead. And whilst all your shopping peers look on with what can only be called indifference or bad acting in Victoria Square, and you know, we'll fine you 50 quid posthumously as well. So that's what Northern Ireland is worried about. It's kind of like if, you know, if you had a dog. I used to have a dog years ago, and you know, if they like pooed in the house or something, instead of rubbing their nose in it, you sort of like dropped a ton of dog shit on them and sort of like went, yeah, suit, fuck you. So, but speaking of things that like, I suppose that is quite a scary sort of vision, a ton of dog poo on your beloved pet. But not as scary as sort of like things that I might do after an all-night drinking session when I've been listening to the Smiths and I really fancy someone. And I really hope there's a couple of Smiths fans in tonight that'll get this one, because when you get a new phone, you know, you sort of, I don't have any problem with the sort of technological sort of side of it. I can work it quite well. Doesn't really worry me, but I should really have some sort of like social worker or something with me to tell me when to not send texts to people. And the time you shouldn't send a text to someone is at 8:30 in the morning after, as I said, an all-night drinking session, which has ended in listening to How Soon Is Now. And then you know that the guy that you likes the Smiths, and you know that he also likes cheese toasties. So you send him a message that says, I'm just a cheese toastie and I need to be loved just like every other cheese toastie does. Now, some people here are going to know who this guy is because he has now moved to China. So, this is actually true. But, yeah, anyway, so most people are like scared of sort of normal things, like, you know, going to the dentists or the doctors or getting text messages from me earlier in the morning. But for me, it's the hairdressers. And as you can see, I haven't been in a while, but anyway, so for me it's the sort of like the sort of strange social awkwardness of the whole thing. And women are apparently supposed to be able to multitask. I can't even ride a bike properly. I sort of like, you know, can't pedal and steer at the same time, so I just sort of like drift off into hedges weeping while other kids, you know, would have pointed at me. Don't bother with it anymore, like, but there we go. So, you know, you get there and you're like, the last time, which obviously was a while ago, as I said, there was a thunderstorm as I was going to the hairdressers, which sort of made me even more panicky and anxious, or panctious as I like to call it. And so I got there, and you have to sit in a chair, which for a lot of people isn't really bad. You're all sitting in chairs, you'll look fine. But you're sitting in a chair, and you know, you're essentially being bombarded with questions by the person from when you walk in, you know, and if you haven't, they start with sort of very generic ones, you know, did you see Alicia Dixon on Strictly? Wasn't she terrible? Or, you know, who was the top celebrity that raped Jordan? Was it actually just Jordan? Because, you know, I wouldn't put it past her to get her name in the paper. But, and then after that, they start bombarding you with sort of more personal questions, like, you know, what do you do for a living? And I'm like, oh, I'm not working at the minute. So that's that one dead. How's your boyfriend? I don't have a boyfriend. So again, I'm like drifting off, weeping in the hedges. And once that's all done, you know, and you're kind of sitting there, and like sometimes you'll put your hand somewhere that your hand really shouldn't be unless you've been in a relationship, a loving and committed relationship for perhaps 6 months. And if you don't move it away straight away, you're in trouble, because if you leave it there for a while and then move it away, it kind of looks like you enjoyed it a bit. And then you're like, well, I'm not enjoying it anymore. And then if you do it for the full sort of like half hour, whilst this person is essentially lap dancing around you with a pair of scissors, which is quite sexy, I'm sure, to some people, you know, you've essentially felt somebody up for half an hour, and I never know what to tip in hairdressers anyway, so I don't really know what to do there. So you can see why I don't like going to the hairdresser. And then the whole while you're sort of like sitting there in the chair, as I've said, and you're having to look at your reflection for a really ridiculously sort of long amount of time. And I don't normally look at myself for that long, so if you look at yourself for too long, you're sort of like, oh yeah, I really love myself, I think I'm lovely, and I'm going to be even more lovely after getting my hair done. And if you don't look at yourself at all, you kind of look like you've got really ridiculously low self-esteem, sort of bordering on body dysmorphia, and you're just like, I can't look at myself. So I just end up developing a sort of like facial twitch, you know, occasionally looking, because I don't actually at this stage care what they do to my hair, I just want it to be over with. And so I'm thinking that next time I actually go, that I'll just like draw eyelids on my eyes so I don't have to deal with that particular part, or I'll just go the whole hog and, you know, just go in and go, hi, I'm your 3 o'clock. Cut and blow dry. Oops, my eye has fallen out. So I don't think after that would really be annoying me too much. So yeah, so that's my fear of the hairdressers. I think it's all I can remember. So I'm gonna have to go now. George, I'd also like to say happy birthday to Big Laughs as well. And it's actually my nephew's birthday tomorrow as well. He's also one, so I think we should probably get them together and do something mental. So, thank you for listening.